OpenAI just put Codex inside of the ChatGPT app, so I wanted to ask the obvious question. Is this actually useful, or is this one of those AI features that sounds amazing until you try to use it in real life? So instead of making Codex build a random to-do app, I'm going to use it for something I actually need. I'm going to have Codex build me a simple YouTube content creation machine for this channel. The goal is not to build some massive SaaS product in one video. The goal is to see if I can start a real app, guide Codex from my phone, answer questions when it gets stuck, and then come back to my computer to review the final results on localhost. And the reason this matters is because I do not think Codex on your phone is really about coding from your phone. I think the obvious use case is supervising AI while you are away from your desk. In this video, I'll show you what changed, what Codex Mobile can actually do, where it is useful, where it falls short, and what beginners should actually use it for. My name is Christian, and on this channel, I test out new AI tools, simplify them, and tell beginners what actually matters now. If you want clear breakdowns of AI tools, AI agents, and automation platforms, without wasting hours figuring everything out yourself, subscribe to the channel. Let's lock in and test Codex on mobile. First, here's what actually changed. On May 14th, 2026, OpenAI announced that Codex is now available in preview inside the ChatGPT mobile app. This does not mean your phone magically becomes a full development environment. What it means is that your phone can now connect to Codex work that is happening on a host machine, like your Mac or your laptop or whatever you're using, and you can stay connected to that work while you're away from your desk. According to OpenAI, from mobile, you can start or continue threads, answer questions, change direction, approve actions, and review what Codex found. The mobile app can also show live context from the machine where Codex is operating, including project context, approvals, plugins, screenshots, and test results. You have to come back to your computer to review the final results. This is what I want to test. For the test, I'm going to build something actually related to my YouTube workflow. So the app I want Codex to build is a YouTube content creation machine. So let's actually begin setup. I haven't set it up yet, but I'm gonna be pulling out my iPad to test this out. It works for both mobile and tablets. I'm gonna be using my tablet here. I'm going to screen record my tablets and everything is recording now. Okay, so we need to follow the instructions in the desktop app to get started. So go up here to Codex Mobile. I've never done this before, but I'm assuming that's where you go. Connect your phone to this map. Keep working with Codex from your phone or other device. Pick up where you left off. Stay in the loop. Start something new. Let's just get started. Allow devices to control this computer. Allow. Then we are going to scan to open Codex in the app. So I'm signed in on my desktop. I'm just gonna exit out and go to my camera. We're on iOS here. There it is. Took a bit. Open in ChatGPT. Connect. All right, this just doesn't want to work. Let's exit out of the GPT app for a second. Let's go back in. Third time's a charm. So I guess you can also connect by an SSH host. It's a little bit more complicated. I'm gonna restart the Codex app from the desktop. Let's go in and refresh this. Where is it? Here, quits. Okay, go back in. Try it again. Come on, come on, open. Oh, here we go. We're in. Allow this phone to access Codex on your computer. ChatGPT wants to use OpenAI to sign in. Let's go ahead and sign in. And we're going to authorize the device. And it looks like we're connected from both sides. This is pretty cool. From the desktop, make the most out of your new connection. You can change these later in settings. Keep this Mac awake. Prevent sleep when this computer is plugged in and remote access is enabled. This Mac is already gonna stay awake. Anyways, let Codex control the apps on your Mac. Pretty sure it can already do that. I'm not gonna install that skill right now. Set up Chrome extension, let Codex navigate and fill out forms on websites. I'm just gonna skip those. But as you can see from my iPad right now, we have access to all of the files that are inside of this current Codex app on my desktop. So for those that do not know, all of these different projects are working within a single folder on my computer. For example, this YouTube project is actually a folder at that location right there. Same with these other two projects up here, and I can see those from my ChatGPT app from my iPad right now. So let's start a brand new task. Actually, let's keep working within the YouTube folder since this is a YouTube workflow that we're going to be working on. I already have my prompt ready to go. We're going to start a brand new thread from this folder. I'm just going to go and paste in this prompt. So let's review what it says. We're building a simple local web app called YouTube Content Creation Machine V1. I already talked about it earlier, but we need a dashboard, and essentially it's coming up with good video ideas for us. Pretty simple first prompt for it. For those that haven't used Codex, you can choose the different models here. You have 5.5, 5.4, or other lower models. If you want to save on your credits, if you're paying for the $20 version per month like I am, you have a good amount of credits to work with. I would stick with 5.4 for the majority of your tasks. I'm going to go with 5.5 now because obviously we want the best result here. And I'm going to put it on extra fast so that we can see it crank this thing out. And the intelligence, we're going to put it to extra high. So we have the best of the best models running for us here. I want to give you guys the best result possible. And these custom settings that you're seeing here are also what you would see on your desktop version as well. You can go add different things here, photos, files, different documents or skills. And another cool thing that I like with GPT and Codex is that you can actually talk in here and it translates directly to text. It's very, very good. It's all I do. So let's go and fire this away. So this just looks like what you would see on the desktop if I was working this out on my Mac Mini. So it's going through the different files that are located inside of this folder, basically doing some research, going through everything and trying to build an understanding of what actually exists. What is this YouTube channel? What information does it need to know in order to complete the task that I assigned to it? And as you can see, it already created 4 tasks for itself here. It's creating standalone static app files. It's going to implement a local storage data model. It's going to then create the dashboard, and then it's going to run the local host. And once that step is up, once that step is completed, I'm going to go into my desktop and we're going to see what the final result is. That local host is just my computer hosting the app. But as you can see, it's already been coding away. This looks like this is the HTML it created. I'm not really sure exactly what that's for. It looks like that's going to be the actual code running my websites. So the 0 out of 4 tasks completed. Sometimes it's stalled a little bit. It looks like it's probably on step 3 already. Usually doesn't update automatically with these task bars that it has laid out. I am on extra fast mode. I'm wiring the app logic now. Seed ideas, local storage, persistence, score location. So although I am operating on the same Wi-Fi as my computer, I could be chatting with Codex from anywhere in the world as long as my local device is on. I have a Mac Mini. It's plugged in. It's always on. It's the perfect machine for running AI locally, just like this. So the way that I would picture using this in the future, I'm walking, I'm away from my laptop, I'm sitting in a car, doing whatever, and I come up with an idea for a new app or a new feature to an existing app, I can just open up Codex and just immediately throw those ideas out, have Codex start working. Do you want to allow starting a local host server so I can verify the web app in a browser? We're going to always approve a command like that. Looks like it's on step 4 already. Typically, you can see how long it's been working on the desktop version. You might be able to see it once it's actually complete, but as of right now, you can't really see how long it's been working. It's only been a few minutes, but I'm just curious. Do you want to allow reading the local host page response for verification? Let's approve that. You need to make sure that you are reading through these questions that the AI is asking you, because sometimes they can be really important. You don't want to approve something that would maybe delete something or be something that you don't want your AI to do and it's going in the wrong direction. It usually gives you 2 or 3 options to choose from, and then there's another option down below where you could type in something else that's different from the options that it gave you. You can redirect the AI in another direction. Additionally, while the AI is going through and working, you can actually go in and type something in and it'll continue to work and then kind of be stopped by your prompt, and then it'll continue to work, change direction, stop, whatever it is that you demanded of it or that you prompted. It's going to go ahead and do that for you in the middle of working, and it's not going to ruin your workflow, especially with the better models. So far, I guess I'm pretty impressed. This is exactly like the desktop version, except obviously on your desktop, you can do a lot more things, such as actually see the final results. You can't really see the app or the website that you're creating from your iPad because the files and the code are being built on your local device, your laptop or your desktop. And for my case, it's being built on my Mac Mini, so there's no way for me to actually see what it has built. And because of that, you can't really get in the trenches when it comes to creating these apps and websites because they're not perfect, especially with the more advanced apps and systems that you build. There's going to be a lot of errors that happen, especially with the first build, and you need to actually go into the app and critique it from there. And the desktop does a very good job of allowing you to make changes. For example, you can pull out the website on the Codex app from the desktop, and you can actually annotate the different areas and say, hey, this box right here, it's a little too big. Can you make it smaller? Can you change the font here? Can we remove this exactly right here? So Codex is very good for vibe coding and creating these softwares and apps. Another thing a little bit different from the desktop to the mobile/tablet version is that you have to see the changes, the code implementations that were made on the mobile version. For example, all of this code right here that you're seeing, you wouldn't necessarily need to see that on the desktop app. You could toggle it in from the side, but clearly there's no toggle capability in here. Usually you can just like swipe it over to that side to the right from the right to left side, and it takes up some of the screen, but they don't have that on the mobile version, and I guess it just defaults by basically throwing out all that code out there just in case you want to double check and see what it looks like. The average person using Codex doesn't really comprehend what's going on in here, but if you are a serious coder and you want to inspect it without seeing the actual results of the app, then you're able to do so. So if we go on the desktop version, we can see that this was actually created and is now visible from the desktop version. It is awaiting approval for me. I haven't seen that. I am not seeing that from my iPad version. Let's go out and go back in, and I still don't see that. I still don't see that request there. So let me just go ahead and allow it to do so for this specific command. But it's weird that it did not show me on my iPad there. Maybe that's why we were sitting around and waiting for so long. As you can see, it's been running for about 10 minutes. It says 13, 15 seconds. That's from when I approved the command. It usually tells you for how long this whole workflow has been going. And it's also weird that you're not seeing the tasks pop up here on the desktop, but you're seeing the tasks pop up on the mobile tablet version. Do you want to allow one more local host request? Sure. So it's going in, it's actually reviewing its work through the local host, and it's making changes, seeing big issues associated with the code and the actual user interface, and it's making those changes, and it looks like it is complete. So it is giving me the local host link. I'm not going to be able to run this on my iPad. I'm going to give it a shot though. See, Safari can't open the page because it couldn't connect to the server. The server is actually open on my desktop, my Mac Mini. There's no way I could look at it from my iPad because all of the code lives on my Mac Mini right now. But as you see, we were able to pretty much guide that whole conversation. As you saw, there was a glitch that happened. It was waiting for an approval on my end, but the approval was not popping up inside of the iPad version, and the approval was waiting for me at the desktop. This would be an issue if I was truly away from my computer, my Mac Mini. There's no way that I could have approved it if I wasn't around because it didn't pop up on my iPad. So I wonder if that's a common glitch that they need to patch up. I know this just released not too long ago, so that is something that they need to fix up and would be an issue if you truly did want to work from afar and get stuff done. But let's go test out this version. I'm gonna put down my iPad. We're gonna stop recording on there. Close that up. And let's see the result here. So I can either open up this link right here on my web browser, Google Chrome, or I can open it up on the side over here. We're gonna look at both versions. It usually looks a little bit funky when you open it on the side over here, just because it's very squeezed up. But I already like the UI, just the colors. And this annotation mode is what I mentioned earlier with the ability to make edits by annotating things. Let's extend this out a little bit. Oh, this looks really cool. We are going to close this here, make this as big as possible. This is beautiful. There's definitely a lot going on. So how is this going to work? N8N for beginners, build one automation that saves an hour a week, build a mobile content machine with Codex. It's kind of what I'm doing now. Best AI agent for beginners, ranked by what you can actually build. So what if we click details here? This is cool. Title angles, the core promise, notes, viewer problem, thumbnail angle. There's 3 ideas, the average score. Okay, let's play around over here. Edit idea. Okay, we can edit the existing idea that we click on. Is that correct? Yep. Okay, and then I can move it down the workflow with that drop down right here. And I can actually change some of the fields. If you go into the details, what changed? What did I test? Okay, so these are some of the specific things I gave it. And I can actually edit the scoring. I don't know why I would want to do that. I would want a strict score that could be changed and was just very objective. Let's create a new idea. So that doesn't appear to really do anything. Let's go look at it in the Chrome version. So I'm gonna copy this link. We're gonna go exit out of here, Chrome, and there we are. So it doesn't look much different. New idea. You know, this is solid. You know, I built this for my phone. In theory, you could have came up with this idea while you're sitting in your car on a long car ride, or you're bored at lunch, or you know, whenever you're away from your computer, and you can just pull out your phone and say, hey, can we create an app that gives me YouTube ideas and does so and so and so? Can we actually plan this out before we actually create this app? Ask me a few questions so you can really dial in on the type of app I'm looking for. It'll ask you a few ideas on the phone, and then bang, something like this would pop out. If this helped you understand more about Codex Mobile and was helpful, please hit the like button. It would mean a lot. And if you want new AI tools tested, explained without wasting hours figuring everything out yourself, subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.